All right, today we're going to talk about a piece of tech that's completely changing the game, making professional 3D scanning feel almost as simple as snapping a picture on your phone. If you've ever had to get a digital model of a real place, you know it can be, well, a massive headache. But what if it didn't have to be? Let's dive in. For anyone out there in architecture, construction, surveying, this probably looks a little too familiar, right? The whole process of 3D scanning has often felt kind of clunky, super slow, and just way more complex than it needs to be. You know the drill. You're lugging all this heavy, awkward gear out to a site. You spend what feels like forever just getting it set up and calibrated, and then you have to wrestle with some complicated software just to see if you even got the shot. Honestly, it's enough to make you want to pull your hair out before the project even really starts.
But what if there was a better way? Well, the good news is, now there is. There's a totally new approach that's making this whole world of professional reality capture way simpler and a whole lot more accessible for everyone.
So say hello to the FJD Trion V4e LiDAR. This thing was built from the ground up to get rid of all those old frustrations. It's really designed to be a super smooth entry point into pro-level 3D scanning. In this quote, it absolutely nails it. See, the V4e isn't just another scanner. It's a whole solution that's designed to take you from a real-world site to a digital model you can actually use, and to do it with some serious speed and confidence. Okay, so that all sounds great, but how does it actually work in the real world? Let's start with a situation pretty much everyone can picture: scanning an indoor space. And this is where the simplicity is just wow. You literally just walk through an entire office or a house or whatever, and you capture the whole thing in one continuous pass. This totally gets rid of that old, tedious method of dragging a tripod around and setting it up in every single corner. Now, the live preview feature, it's an absolute game changer. As you walk, you're watching the digital twin of the space, the point cloud, just materialize on your screen, right there, in real time. What does that mean? It means you know for sure that you've gotten every little detail you need on the very first try. No more getting back to the office and realizing, oh no, I missed that whole area. And the data you get is so incredibly flexible. That one 3D scan can be turned into things you actually need, like a perfect, clean 2D floor plan with almost no effort. For an architect or realtor, this takes what used to be hours of manual measuring and turns it into a job that takes just a few minutes. Okay, so it's amazing for indoors, but what about when you need to go bigger? What about taking it outside for large-scale projects? Yep, the V4e is built for that too. See, when you're scanning a big construction site or a huge piece of land, just knowing how big it is isn't enough. You need to know exactly where it is on the globe, and that's called georeferencing. It's all about pinning your model to a map, and it's a key feature of the V4e combo kit. So the V4e combo uses GNSS positioning. You can think of it like a super-powered, professional-grade GPS. It anchors your 3D model to precise, real-world coordinates, and this is huge. It means your scan lines up perfectly with building plans and survey maps, which helps prevent those costly mistakes and just makes sure everyone on the project is working from the same page. So we've seen what it can do, but let's break down why it's so easy to use. It really comes down to a few brilliant design choices that just make a world of difference when you're out in the field. First off, check out the weight. The main unit is just 890 grams. To put that in perspective, that is lighter than a 1-liter carton of milk. You can carry this thing all day and not even feel it. So say goodbye to sore arms and an aching back from hauling heavy gear. Next up, speed. And I'm not kidding here. We're talking about going from having it in the carrying case to actually scanning in about a minute, 60 seconds. It's pretty much plug and play, which means you spend your time actually working, not fighting with your equipment. And you can keep that work going because the battery gives you over 5 hours of continuous scanning time. That's enough to cover massive areas or even multiple job sites without ever having to stop and look for an outlet. But listen, don't let its small size fool you. This thing is an absolute beast. It captures over 154,000 data points every second, with a relative accuracy of just 1 centimeter. That's pro-level precision that you can literally hold in one hand. You know, having a great scanner is awesome, but it's only half the story. How does it actually fit into your team's day-to-day work? Well, the whole V4e system is designed for one thing: flexibility. From the moment you're on site to when you're back in the office, this system has the tools you need for the entire project. It's not just about getting the data, it's about making it super easy to process it analyze it, and share it with your entire team. And you get to decide how you want to work. You can process data right there on the spot for instant results. You can do it back at the office on your main computer, or you can use the cloud to work with teammates who are on the other side of the world. It adapts to your workflow, not the other way around. This is where you really see the value. You go out and capture the data one time, and from that one single scan, you can create all these different professional files. So whether your team needs a raw point cloud, a visual mesh for a presentation, or a BIM-ready file for modern construction, you can do it all. So what's the big takeaway here? It's simple, really. The old barriers to getting into professional 3D scanning, they've basically been obliterated. This kind of power and precision isn't just for specialized teams with huge budgets anymore. And that really just leaves us with one last exciting question. When a tool like this becomes so simple, so fast, and so powerful, it just opens up a whole new world of possibilities. It really makes you think, now that it's this easy, what will you build?